Hello and welcome to a video on generator potentials as part of the 5.3 neuronal communications topic. So generator potentials are something I often get confused by, but you're actually making it much more complicated than it needs to be. So after this video, hopefully I'll clarify a few things. It's actually quite a really small section, so don't put too much stress on this. But what a generator potential is, it's a local depolarization of the membrane potential at the end of the sensory neuron. So it's like graded response to a stimulus. So it's a local depolarization. Depolarization is when the inside of the cell is less negative than the outside. So this is in response, so it's a graded response to a stimulus associated with a receptor organ, such as the Pacinian corpuscle. Okay, it doesn't really matter about my pronunciation as long as we can remember how to spell it. So it's a graded response to the stimuli of the Pacinian corpuscle, which will be a change in pressure or movement, really. So it's a pressure sensor. We have a separate video on this as well. Pressure sensor, so it will detect changes in pressure on the skin. So that's like a movement. So it's what this is it's a transducer, because we get our movement or mechanical energy to electrical of the impulse. And how this works is these oval-like structures that we've got here. Rings of connective tissue, and we've got the fibroblasts. What happens when there is a change in pressure? If it's constant, there won't be an action potential generated. It has to be a change in pressure. When there is a change in pressure, these rings of connective tissues, they'll deform. And that will push against the nerve ending, which is here. That's the nerve ending. So when they've deformed, they're going to push against the nerve ending, which is going to generate the response. So once we have this, what we're going to happen by this pressure being added on our nerves, the sodium ion channels are going to open. Sodium ion channels open. Because they are sensitive to changes in pressure. then that allows sodium ions to diffuse into the cell. So we're going to have, they're going to diffuse into the cell. And obviously that is going to change the concentrations and voltages, so we're going to have created a generator potential. Yeah, so once that's happened, we can say that once we've got this generator potential here, it can become large enough to reach the threshold potential, and it causes excitation at the nodes of Ranvier and can produce an action potential. So it's that we can see how it's staged, and it's just part of creating the action potential. So if we simplify this again, so we've got in the Persian corpuscle, we've got the change in pressure deforming our connective tissues, are going to push against our nerve endings, which is going to trigger our sodium ion channels to open because they're sensitive to changes in pressure. Sodium ions are going to diffuse into the cell, which causes our generator potential, and then on from that we can have the threshold potential reached and an action potential generated. So in that way we can say that it's just kind of another step in creating an action potential. Thank you for watching. I hope this clears a few things up for you. Thank you.